A blessed evening to all our viewers all over the world. My name is Jay Israel. It's been a minute. I'm live on Facebook and I'm live on YouTube. If you are just joining me right here on my Facebook page, kindly share the broadcast. Share the broadcast. Tell a friend to tell a friend, tell a brother to tell a brother that I am live. This is going to be one different live broadcast response to everything that has been circulating over the past days. I'm sure everyone who's watching right now is fully aware of the things that have been circulating online, things that have been doing rounds online. And I just decided to take some time to come and sit here and have a one-on-one talk with you. So kindly share the broadcast, Keep on inviting everybody. Tell a friend, tell a brother, tell a sister. Share the broadcast on your timeline, on everyone's timeline. Share it, let it go out there, It's very good to see everyone who's joining in right now. In Jesus' name, hallelujah. So just to try and start from somewhere, I know that a lot of people have been waiting. A lot of people have been waiting to hear what is it that Jay Israel is going to say. I saw some people saying this is the end of Jay Israel. I saw some people coming up to say Jay Israel has been exposed. Jay Israel, this and that. You know, Jay. It has just been Jay. Every corner in the streets of social media. So I believe that tonight I'm going to take some time to respond to some questions, respond to some things that that have been circulating online. So if you remember very well, just a few days ago, there is a live broadcast that was done by Evidence Chari. Evidence Chari is someone I've known from Zimbabwe for quite some time. Somebody I used to talk to. We were quite close at some point, and then things happened along the way. I did an exposure on him some few months ago on him together with his father, where I was talking about different stuff and other things that I was talking about in that broadcast. So a few days ago, he went online, and as he was online, he shared a footage. There's a footage that he shared online, and in that footage you can clearly see myself sitting there together with Blessing Mashangwa, was also sitting right there as well. We're having a conversation. And we were just talking about a live broadcast that we were going to do together. But I just want to start from there before I get into details and before I get to touch so many things that surrounding this whole fiasco that has been going on social media. First and foremost, I stand for the truth. And everything that I've ever shared online on my platforms, it might be YouTube or Facebook, everything that I've ever shared on any of my platforms, it is based on real information, true information, not false information or fabricated information. So when I started doing these exposures, I remember very well, I started talking about Alf Lukau. And when I was talking about Alf, I remember very well that I made it a point that I told people that this is my truth. And I'm not saying all these things based on hearsay or based on things that I've heard, things that I've heard from other people, but this was based on personal experience with Alf Lukau. When I shared my experience in the cult, that was not based on hearsay. It was based on my personal experience in the cult. Talking about things that I've done and things that I've seen with my own eyes, not things that I've heard from other people. So when it came to the part where this gentleman, Evidence, went live and he was sharing the footage that he was sharing. Many of you can see in the footage that I was listening. Most of the time I was listening. I was doing a lot of listening because it was not my story that I was listening to, but it was the story of the guest that I was going to bring to come and sit with me on my broadcast. And I remember very well that she was narrating her encounter with Emmanuel Makandiwa. Emmanuel Makandiwa being a man, I don't have any personal encounters with him. He is somebody that I have known from Zimbabwe, somebody that I have known just like all the other people that I know from Zimbabwe, just from a distance. So in this case, Emmanuel Makandiwa's exposure is not something that I was going to do based on my personal experience with him, but it is something that I was going to do based on information that was brought to me by different people. As I go and as I get deeper and deeper into the broadcast, I'm going to reveal certain truths and I'm going to reveal certain things. Some of the things I'm going to reveal are going to be extremely shocking to some of the people who are watching right now. So I really want you to take time, be as attentive as you can be as I begin to explain what really transpired and how we got to where we are today. Just to give a bit of a background, I met, or rather I started talking to Blessing Mashangwa a few months ago. She reached out to me after a live broadcast that I had done talking about Makandiwa. She reached out to me and we started talking from there. As we started talking, I was busy planning to relocate from Durban to Johannesburg. And as I was relocating from Durban to Johannesburg, she offered a property. She offered a property which I was paying for. It was not a free property, just like what other people, all these other fake journalists are spreading online and stuff like that. It was a property that I paid for, and so I took occupation in the property. And part of the property, I turned it into a studio, which is something that is fully known by everybody who has been following me over the past months. I turned part of the property into a studio, and it's something that I've been working on, to launch my my online ministry and also to prepare for the 2021 online ministry that I will be doing starting from this coming year. So as we went on to talk, to each other, talking, she shared her experience with me with Makandiwa. And as she was sharing her experience with me with Makandiwa, at the time I was still contemplating whether I should do an exposure on Makandiwa or I should not. I was contemplating, and I remember sometime in October, I actually did a poster, and I was supposed to do an exposure on Makandiwa, but I decided to stop because the information that had been brought to me, it was still questionable, to some extent. It was still questionable, so I decided to put it on hold. I had actually designed a poster for it, and I did not share the poster. Probably shared the poster with one or two people, but I didn't put it out there on my social media. Up until a certain time, when a certain person whom many of you know right here, if you're watching me right now, you are fully aware of the person I'm about to mention. This man reached out to me. He reached out to me. Firstly, he reached out through one of his sons, whom I know personally. We've had a relationship from all the way from Zimbabwe. So he reached out to me and he said, look, my father wants to talk to you, man. You know what? We are from Zimbabwe. At times we need to make peace, whatever it is. Let's talk. So I said, okay, it's fine. So eventually we started talking with Hubert Angel. We started talking, and as we started talking, I'm not forgetting the Blessing Mashangwa part that I just mentioned. I'm going to get back to it. That is why I want you to be extremely attentive to what I'm going to say. So we started talking, myself and Uebert Angel, we started talking. And as we started talking, he was asking me about the ministry, the exposure and everything. So what are you doing now? You have not been broadcasting for some time. And I told him I'm busy building my studio right now. That is why I am not broadcasting that much as I used to. So in the process, we started talking about evidence. We started talking about evidence, and he was asking me, I remember the last time you were exposing evidence. What happened? Are you done with him? Are you done with them? Then I said, no. I'm not yet done, but there's just things that I'm just trying to verify before I can, even go ahead with the exposure, which is something that I'm not considering because now I am looking at focusing mainly on the online ministry that I'm going to be launching. Now, in the next few minutes, there's an audio that I'm going to play for you. An audio that I'm going to play for you, which is a conversation between myself and Uebert Angel, a conversation that we had. And in that conversation, you're going to take note of certain things that are very key. I had decided to build my studio and now focus on preaching and focus on the online ministry, taking the Back to Christ movement to all the ends of the world, just as I have been saying over these past months. But when I started talking to Uebert Angel, who happens to be Emmanuel Makandiwa's brother or slash friend, brother slash friend or whatever, I don't know. So when we started talking, he said to me, he has got information on Emmanuel Makandiwa. He has got information on Makandiwa that he would like to share with me so that I may go and share with the public to let people know, the real Makandiwa and who really he is. Because according to him, he is a very cunning man. He's a cunning man who comes out to the public, portrays a different image, yet behind the scenes, he is not what he portrays to be. Now, this is according to Uebert Angel. So, in the conversation I'm going to play, an audio I'm going to play, you're going to get to hear a lot of things that he mentioned in that conversation that I had with him. Now, I want you to take note of the fact that I had clearly stopped with the exposure and everything. And I was now focusing on building a studio so that I may establish the online ministry. Up until Uebert Angel came into the picture and he was giving information about Emmanuel Makandiwa. Now, before I go deeper and deeper into explaining a lot of things, I just want you to take some time. This is an audio, this is a recording that was recorded. It was a video call conversation that we had using one of his son's phone. The same son who reached out to me at first wanting me to talk to Uebert Angel and stuff like that is the same son whose phone I was using at the time. We're talking on a video call and the phone call was recorded. Yeah, the phone call was recorded, and I recorded the conversation that we had on that particular day. So you're going to listen to this conversation, and then after you listen to the conversation, you'll come back. After we come back together, I'm going to explain further how we got to where we are today and answer all the questions that are surrounding all these things that are happening online at the present moment. So wherever you are, just sit back. I want you to listen to this audio. Listen very well. And this is Uebert Angel talking about Emmanuel Makandiwa, the supposed friend, brother, or whatever. I don't know how they relate, but this is him talking to me and giving me information that I'm supposed to come and expose about Emmanuel Makandiwa. So just go through the audio, go through it, listen to it, and then when you're done, come back, then we'll continue. Chari akatoshinga kundiataka ndobva ndangomusiya akadaro zvangu ndobva ndazoti right uya kuno. Ndakazongomubuditsira nyaya dzake kusvikira angodisappear paFacebook. Aiwa, no. Ndakazongoretaliate zvangu paFacebook because I had nothing against Chari. Chari angatori mufesi wangu taitotaura. Atingoperura nedata girl.
Should be here. Let me check. Internet access positive. Let me just click data.
Iwe, ndio. Mukuru wenyu na makandio wanda kare.
Yeah, mira ndise data bank.
Chimbodzi kumunza la ndongozo kuti dzinoti chi.
Dzinokutora kana.
Adzinopindulire.
Dzinoipindura nyaya idzi.
Adiripo. Nderichi. Nderipawo.
Ndari katingovisa pavideo koubvunza. Kuti dhara ivi yaingira vakati vayakabvira sei yasitsaragurai.
Ndera kudzibvunza.
So you went on video and attacked him back or what?
Yeah, ndakamuataka back ndikavasanganisa vese nababa vake baba. Mati? Aiwa, handisandaenda live kapapa. I think it's been a month now in some weeks. Pandiri kutongoenda live ndikutanga navo ivavo because nditori nenyaya yavo yandisandapedza nayo. Ndapedza then ndapedza zvangu ndenda kuchiparidza ndenda kuuya kwamuri ndenda kuuya kwamuri ndichiti papa ndiri kumbirawo semoni. Aiwa, I think mari yekuside uko handiide zvangu. Aiwa, uko handiide. Bozi ndikakolekta mari yekuside uko ndenda betray vanhu vakawanda stereki vari kumudawo kuti murume iye. Ndenda tobetray vanhu vakawanda vanenge vakatoisawo mahopes avo mandiri kuti ndichatovabatsira kuti titoachiva something. Bozi vanenge vakawanda vanhu vari kuchema. All right. Musadaro. Aiwa, iyoyo manje. Iroro ndodemo manje iroro. Ndikipate muna vafoniwa. And the call on hold. You're on hold.
Na enjoy no makuwa boys.
I think cut. Yeah, they took us a cut. I don't connect interconnections on the.
So I got to the
Yeah, no, I can't as a cut.
Kana ngazakata. Painongoconnecta inongotangira kuyako. Iroro idemo manje baba, iroro idemo manje iroro. Mzada. Mena ndinomziya.
Usambata mena tusambata mena da. Mena rakafana ndiwe fungwa zake. Yeah, rakafana ndiwe stop. Don't even get involved with mena.
Okay.
But mena ndiye akatopotela nemo ya chisana changu kuona wewe.
Ipapo muka.
Isachinopadara kudai. Misaiko.
Ipapo mukatondipa ndimbate Menat. Ndinongodzibuditsawo mubuditsiro wanenge ndida kudzipa.
Aiwa, kana Menat can actually be close to you.
Nice. Mukatoti ndaura naMenat kana atori nenhingi, it's fine.
All right. That's fine. All right, son.
Vanotorongerwa conspiracy pamapa iri serious.
Saka baba
Dzane 7 baby the2 vakadzi
ni makandiwa.
vakadiwa. Kebab Productions. Zvokufamba.
Ngazokuona ni.
Masango matema kebaki. But I'm hoping kuti after by end of day today no pane zvinenge zvaitika tinenge tapa right. Hataita paripo. So welcome back. Welcome back. Just so you are, maybe you are just joining us for the very first time. My name is Jay Israel. I'm sure you already know. And this is probably my last broadcast that I'm going to be doing in this year 2020. And I just want to put everything on record and also set the record straight and bring out the truth about all these things that are circulating online and all the assumptions that have been made by people. A lot of people have called me a scammer, extortioner, extortionist, or whatever words they have come up with. But look, it is very important for me to note that ever since I started doing what I'm doing, I don't remember a single day that I ever did it for money. I don't remember a single day that I ever approached anyone asking for money. Going back to the conversation that you just had, I'm sure you can hear my voice clearly in the conversation where I'm saying I'm not going to accept any amount of money for me to stop this exposure. Because if I accept any amount of money, I will have betrayed hundreds of people, if not thousands or millions of people, who have put their hopes in me for all this wickedness to be exposed and to be brought out to the public. As I'm speaking all this and as I'm saying all this, I don't declare myself a saint. I don't declare myself a perfect person, but I'm still a work in progress. And as I've just turned 28, just a few days ago, celebrated my birthday, I turned 28, I consider myself a blessed young man. Because young men my age are probably out there doing different things, but I decided to commit myself to the work of God. With my shortfalls, with my shortcomings, with my mistakes and my flaws, I believe that one day I'm going to get there. But going back to the audio that you listened, that's the conversation that I had between myself and Ubed Angel. And you can clearly hear, he was telling me that this man, Emmanuel Makandiwa, has got two wives that are confirmed. And he goes on to say he also has 7 girlfriends. Now, the 7 girlfriend part is not something that is said audibly with his mouth because it was on a video call. So he just put the phone down and he said, he just gave me the sign 7. And he said, these are the number of people, the number of girlfriends that he has. I'm sure you can hear at the end of the call, I was telling the people that I was with that, hey, he was just telling me that Emmanuel Makandiwa has got 7 girlfriends. I was also shocked because knowing Emmanuel Makandiwa from YouTube, Facebook, everywhere from Zimbabwe, he's not somebody that I've ever had any issues surrounding women. Even some of the people from his church were calling me to give me information that they wanted me to expose. the more I would ask them about women and stuff, they would clearly state that when it comes to women, you know, the man is clean. When it comes to women, the man is clean. He doesn't do women at all. So when it came from Hubert Angel, I'm sure you can also hear from the same conversation that he clearly said he's the only person who knows about this. And this is a credible source. This is not somebody who's claiming to be a friend or claiming to be a brother. This is a friendship that is known in the public. This is a brotherhood that is known in the public. So he clearly stated that he's the only one who knows. So this was a credible source. I took the information, and then he said to me he's going to give me somebody to talk to who's going to give me the full details of what exactly, you know, it is all about. And in the process, I understand that there was also a girl, one of the girlfriends from Gweru, that he kept on pestering and pushing to say, as you start exposing, don't forget to mention the issue of Gweru. Don't forget to mention the issue of Gweru. I don't know what for, but look, I'm not saying all this to cause confusion or anything, but I'm just saying this to bring enlightenment to the people that during this whole situation, as this whole thing was going round and doing circles, I became a victim in the process because my assignment was to take information and bring it to the public. Just to receive information from people who say that this is what so-and-so is doing and this is wickedness. Go ahead and talk about it. That was my assignment. So when I now sat down, after everything was done, and he gave me somebody to talk to, but I was not comfortable talking to other people. Hence, I started talking to the brother, you know, somebody that I've also known from Zimbabwe. We've known each other over the years. I started talking to the brother, and as I was talking to the brother, there's things that he mentioned that when I finally sat down with Blessing Mashangwa, when she was explaining to me in that footage that you saw, when she was telling me that she's going to speak about the issue of the second wife, of herself being the second wife, and you know, other things and stuff and everything that she spoke about. But in the process, you know, you can hear in the video, you can hear her saying that, but you know that this is a lie. That's when I realized that, okay, so this is a plot. This is a plot, and this is not something that is factual and real. There's no reality in what this person is planning to go and speak. That's when I was awakened to the fact that this is a plot. Little did I know that already the information that Blessing was giving to me, it was directly compatible with the information that I was getting from UK, from Hubert Angel's side, about the second wife and everything. So to me, I was sitting there in my head thinking that, okay, so this is the second wife that Hubert Angel is talking about. And I'm under the impression that these people already are in talking terms because of the kind of information that is so similar, you know. So I'm under that impression, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking that, okay, probably they know something that I don't know, but when it came out that this is a plot, you know, it shook me at the same time, but I just had to compose myself and just sit there, sit still, and just keep on listening, because what I do is to listen. Listening is what I do. I just listen. Nothing else, I just listen. No matter what happens, I listen. If somebody comes to me, they say, I want to talk about this, I want to talk about this, I listen. And in my listening, I can never be against whoever is bringing information to me. Will always be in agreement. But the execution part is what determines whether we are really in agreement or we are not in agreement. I don't know if I'm making myself clear right there. So just so we know that we are moving together and we are going along together. So coming to the flopped broadcast that I was going to do, you know, already on that broadcast, I knew that there was a problem already. That is why the broadcast was not even that long, because already I had picked it up that there is a problem somewhere. And some of the information that I might allow to be released on my platform, it might get back to me again tomorrow, considering the kind of information that I've already had and gathered, you know, and according to my own analysis that I've made as a person, you know. It is, I believe it's very important for me to clarify certain things, you know, as I move forward with this broadcast. I'm not here to how can I put it? I'm not here to make myself, to clear myself, but I'm actually here to admit to the fact that I was also wrong. I was also wrong during the whole process of everything that transpired. And my main mistake was to actually proceed with the broadcast. Proceed with the broadcast, go ahead and even release a poster, you know, about the exposure of Emmanuel Makandiwa, even though I had gathered all these points and facts that I'd gathered, you know, surrounding the whole thing, that the whole plot that was being done against Emmanuel Makandiwa. And according to my own findings, I now realized in the process that these two people actually talk, Blessing Mashangwa and Uebert Angel. Because of the information that was coming from Angel and the information that was coming from Blessing in terms of the second wife, it was actually at par. And I was under the impression that, you know, these people, they have actually drafted this thing and they have actually come up with this plot together. So Blessing actually fitted perfectly well, you know, the role of the second wife, which I would like to, you know, put out there right now, that it was a plot according to my findings and everything. And my mistake was to go ahead and proceed with the broadcast, even after my spirit, you know, had been awakened to the fact that I saw that this was a plot. So going forward, many people will be asking, so when you were sitting in that lounge and you were discussing everything that you were discussing, who was recording the whole conversation that we're having? That is why it actually took me some time to do this live broadcast that I have done. It took me some time because I've been busy investigating. I think I've interrogated Blessing at some point, and I have fought with her at some point, because I was saying to her, were you sent to come and record me so that you can bring down my ministry and destroy my ministry? You know, I had a back and forth conversation with her about that, to a point where she even decided to block me at some point, because I was saying, but it doesn't make sense. Why would I be involved in a conversation like this and all of a sudden social media is going crazy and everybody is saying Jezra, Jezra, Jezra? Why would I put myself in a position where I'm bringing myself down? You know, so as I was busy doing my research and my investigation and everything, I got to know that at the house there are some gentlemen. There are some gentlemen employed by Blessing, you know, to do garden and maintenance in the house and everything that needs to be done. According to my investigation and everything, that is why I've decided to even come live today to talk about this. One of the gentlemen, his name is Lloyd, I think, and he has gone missing. He has gone, not missing, but he has he has since left, and nobody knows where he is. He has changed his numbers and everything. I discovered that there are some things that were stolen in the house. Things were stolen in the house, and I also discovered as well that these are the same gentlemen who planted cameras in that lounge where we were sitting and we're discussing and everything with Blessing. And I also discovered again that the same gentlemen, they took the footage and they sold it to evidence. They sold it to evidence. And they gave it to him, and for what reason, I don't know. But in the same process of my findings again, I found out that they were doing all this because of employer-employee issues that I don't want to talk about on this broadcast between Blessing and them. I don't know what issues that was happening, but they did all this, and they sold the footage to evidence. And after they sold the footage to him, this is according to my investigation. And I can clearly state that my investigation is true. Evidence bought the footage that he played on his live broadcast from these gentlemen. And the gentlemen have since gone MIA. They made money out of it. And in the process, it has caused me so much pain, so much damage. It has caused a lot of damage to my reputation. But I believe that with this truth, God will do something. And to everyone I have disappointed through my actions, through my words, and everybody that I've disappointed in any way through my conduct or whatsoever, I would like to sincerely apologize to all my followers, all the people who follow me, who follow my ministry. I would like to apologize for everything that has happened. It was never intended to hurt any of you or to bring any harm to any of you. As a young man who is still growing up, I believe some certain lessons are meant to be learned. I know that after this broadcast is done, Hubert Angel is going to release certain recordings that he has where he was telling me not to attack Makandiwa. But I'm also going to play some recordings for you because after he saw that the broadcast had failed, he now came back to me, telling me that I must not attack Makandiwa, but I knew he was recording me so that he can go and play these audios for Makandiwa, just to try and act as if they are together. But I'm sure you heard for yourself, in the first audio where he was clearly stating the things that he was stating and the things that he was telling me. So it's not my word against his word, but it's his word in the audio against himself. So I want you to listen to an audio where I was talking to him, and he was asking me not to attack Makandiwa, and just listen to my response and what I said. All this was done after the live broadcast had failed, and it was just done to try and prove to Makandiwa that they are together, they are brothers and whatnot. But this is brother to brother, friend to friend. I enter nowhere in that. Just listen to it.
Hello.
Hello, Papa. I just need one favor, Papa.
Yeah.
I'm going to return that favor also.
Okay.
Papa, please talk to Maynard for me.
What happened again?
To give me whatever he has on Zimbabwe. Please, Papa. Just that favor only. Just that favor, Papa. Just that one favor. Because, Papa, I think that's my only way out. Imagine 6,000 views, Papa, and our second wife adds my phone. So I'm not yet aware of the teacher. So I think Ndibe Maynard. Because remember, Papa, I was trying to do this for you and following your script. But now, blessing atrocities, so don't leave me now, Papa. Just this favor, Papa. Nothing else.
Let me call you in a few minutes.
Okay, Papa. Thank you so much.
6002.
Hello, Papa.
How are you?
Papa, beyond reasonable doubt, Papa. Zimbabwe is the one pushing this one.
But I told you, but team, it fights. Team no fighter.
This is Mark, Papa. There is no other ways, Papa. It's confirmed.
But those guys who go in like, Nishaku defender, then that's what they do. They fought me, remember?
I know. And that can only come from the top. That guy cannot just do Nzonsoro.
I don't know what either. It's a beef. That's why I kept on saying, I seen the moon. It's a beef, you don't know what about that those guys never surrender. But it's a very bad move.
Nyaya yacho inonetsa. Problem ndeyekuti vanhu vacho
But at least you knew it before I posted it.
I knew it, Papa. Remember, ndakatobvira nezuro nchitoro ndichiedza kutaura nemi chichichi.
Yeah, kufonera mukuru wacho manje anongoti handizvizivi.
But anenge achizviziva.
Kutaura kwamunongoudza kuti handimbozvizivi mandiona here ndichitaura nyaya yacho. That's it. Who is stuck?
I think
to you, leave this guy alone, leave Mark alone. Mark is so I was willing to do anything to stop you from mentioning anything about him. Because
I think I got my message, Papa. I'm going to fuck off foot.
Trust me, it'll be, he never, I remember I told you yesterday, he himself to come out and say this, and his team will do it. His team will do it. His team will, and it, I don't know. But your friend was akati arikudaundese chivo.
Nautombondipa madetails, but akati gadzirirai baba. Mapindirwa netimu hombe chaiyo vari kushandisa mukomana uyu mudiki, but timu hombe ndo itori driving force behind.
But anokwanisa kuudza a few 1 or 2 details kuti ndezvechivi.
Akatadza kutaura anything.
So what do you think kuti vanhu vakabata?
I don't know. I can't even think of anything.
But what's the reason, Ajiji? The reason?
What surprised me the most is that after we spoke and he gave me the information he gave me about Makandiwa and all the things that he said about Makandiwa, the most surprising thing is that afterwards he came back to me again and he said, don't attack Makandiwa. Don't talk about him, don't attack him. But I knew that he was just doing that to record me, and prove to Makandiwa that he has tried to say this and that, because that's how it is. But anyway, I don't want to talk much on that. It is what it is. You know, whatever that is going to happen after this, I want you to know that this is the ultimate truth. And apart from this, there is no other truths that you can ever hear. This is the truth, and this is exactly what the world needs to know. To everybody who's watching right now, I know you've been having so many different opinions, different assumptions, but just to clear all that, I want you to know that I am doing this not for money, not for anything, but I've been doing this from day one just for the sake of your eyes to be opened. And when your eyes are opened, I'm happy. I'm not a saint. I'm not perfect. I'm still somebody who's growing towards perfection. And at this very moment in time, I need your prayers the most. Wherever you are, pray for me. Have me in your prayers. Anytime you go down on your knees to pray, pray for me. When Hubert Angel made a phone call, I remember one time he called me and he told me to stay on the line. And he made a phone call to Makandiwa. And when he was talking to Makandiwa on that line, he was telling him that I'm going to be going live and stuff like that. And what does he have to say? What does he have to say? And I remember Makandiwa saying that, no, let him go ahead with the broadcast. Let him go ahead with the broadcast. It's fine. Don't stop him. Let him go ahead with the broadcast. So after the phone call, he got back to me and he said that he was a bit shaken, because now he was asking me, what is it that do you think they have? And why do you think they're giving you a green light to go ahead with the broadcast? What do you think they have? So after some time, I'm sure he realized that, he probably realized that they had nothing, you know. He probably realized that they had nothing. And so we decided to continue with the broadcast. And the broadcast went on. As you all know, everything that happened, and we are where we are today. If I remember very well, I remember evidence saying that I contacted him before I went live. You know, that's very true. I got in touch with him as somebody that I used to talk to, you know, way back. I got in touch with him and I told him that I'm going to be going live, and I'll be talking about your father and about 1, 2, 3, 4. And, you know, he told me to go ahead with the broadcast, which is something that is only dawning on my mind now, that because he knew that he already had the footage and he already knew what was coming in the broadcast, because the footage was already sold to him. So looking at these guys, I'm sure when they looked around and they saw the footage, and they had the footage and they had the information in the footage, they looked around, and I'm sure the only closest person whom they could think of taking the footage to was evidence, and nobody else. You know? I'm sure probably they tried other people, but evidence took it up upon himself, because obviously he's trying to please his father as well. So, because he knew that he already has the footage, he just told me, you can go ahead with the broadcast, knowing very well that everything was already planned and everything was already in place to bring disgrace upon myself and humiliation upon myself. But to God be the glory. I thank God for everything that has happened. And I really, really thank God, for I know that in life we learn, we love, we live, and we move on. In closing, as I'm wrapping up, I would like to put it on record that everything that I've ever said about anybody remains true. Anything I've ever said about Alf Lukau remains true. There was no lie in it, because that was my encounter. And there was no single amount of money or single cent that I ever asked for from Lukau for me to stop saying the things I was saying. Not even a single day that I was ever apologetic about exposing everything that I was exposing about him. And everybody else I ever spoke about, everything I've ever said remains true. And at this moment, I would like to send my sincere apology to Emmanuel Makandiwa and his wife and his family for everything that has transpired over the past few days. Because it is only now that I'm realizing that I got myself involved in a battle. I got entangled in a battle that that is a battle that is between a brother and a brother, which is Hubert Angel and Emmanuel Makandiwa. I was never supposed to be involved from the onset. And with that being said, my sincere apologies. And I repeat again, my apologies to him and his family. God bless you.